everybody. Again, my name is Ryan Hartung. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to see so many people in the community that are interested about the local government and what's going on. Just a little bit about myself. I've lived here for about 7 years. I have a PhD in organic chemistry, so not only do I live in Oro Valley, but I also work in Oro Valley at Sanofi, and it's on the Innovation Park, one of the big buildings we have around here. And I have a wife and 2 little children, so that also puts me in a unique perspective compared to some of the other candidates. You know, I'm a young family man, so I'm looking at some of the issues that affect young families as well. And as Oro Valley ages, it's going to get different, and we're going to have some different demographics. So we do need to think about that going forward. Again, with my research background, I am heavily into research and analytics. In terms of whatever issues we're looking at for whatever council meeting, you will know that I will research everything very, very thoroughly. I will know the topic. I want to listen to you and what issues you have, your ideas, and I'll make my decisions based on that. Thank you.
I've been in Oro Valley for 10 years. 5 of those years I've been on the Oro Valley Town Council. And I'm surprised I'm here. Well, I've been here before with forums and lunch and some of the social activities, and I'm surprised I'm here under these conditions. I think I've been a pretty good council member for the last 5 years. I'm not a negative guy, I'm a positive guy. I like the fact that the things that we've done with our $8 million surplus reinvested in the Hornat Park, steam pump, aquatic center, save some money on the library, about $600,000 a year. And I'm concerned that some of these things have bubbled up again. And the tax, not double the taxes, double the tax rate on a thing. So with that, I'm just afraid that we're being not we, but anybody's being stampeded into making a decision on just this one item, and I think that's wrong. Thank you.
Should the half-cent sales tax have a sunset clause?
Well, when this all started back in last December, I was very adamant and I was very upset that it didn't have a sunset clause. If you look at Marana, they have a half-cent sales tax increase for a police station there, and it does have a sunset when it's paid for and built. And I was really upset that it didn't. But now, when the town has projected the $1.5 million in losses for just this year for the Albuquerque Store Golf, and we see through July and August that we're $130,000 in losses. On top of that, that's going to put us over $2 million in losses just for this fiscal 2015-2016 year. And that doesn't, the $2 million that the half-cent sales tax is going to bring in, that doesn't cover that. We can't sunset it because we don't have the money right now to pay for the losses. Remember, right now we're stuck subsidizing golf, and the money that we are losing is money that Oro Valley never gets back. This is not money we can put into something else like Hornat Park or other places that we want to see built upon in our town. And unfortunately, we cannot sunset the tax until we fix the issue.
Mr. Hornat?
Thank you. I take a little different view of that. I've seen people sunset taxes before, one of those being the previous council on the 2% utility tax. What was that, 2%? And what it did, it just kicked the can down the road and made another council another problem with it. We will eventually tame this beast. We'll see over time that this golf course will start to, it's never going to make money, but it's not going to lose the amount of money that we see today. It's just going to take some time. And on sunsetting, I'm not going to burden someone else with making the decision again. I made that decision, I stand by that decision. I still think it's a good decision that's going to work itself out over time. Thank you.
What is your plan for the El Conquistador property if it becomes an unacceptable financial drain on the town?
I will tell you that I don't have a plan. I think a plan has to come from the community if that happens. I don't know what unsustainable means in terms of dollars and cents. I have ideas. You know, we can shut down 18 holes of golf and turn off the water and save $500,000 a year. We can slow down our CIP investments in there. There's lots of things we can do. But we're in control, and the community's in control. I think that's a big deal. I'm not ready to go to Plan B. I don't have Plan B. I think Plan A is going to be successful. You know, we lose $600,000 a year on the aquatic center. So I don't know how much that people might think we should lose on the golf course. Services that are provided for the community do not make money. They are services provided to the community. You have to narrow those losses as time goes on so that you don't blow the budget. But remember, this is a sales tax that is only for the golf course and the community center. Thank you.
I am in the opinion that it already is a financial drain on the town. As I mentioned, we were going to see more losses than we were predicting. Again, we can do some of what Joe said. We can move some of the property. We can turn off the water. The water is very expensive. Obviously, we know where we live, so that is an issue. But the bigger issue is what's going to happen if we continue it going, if we continue pushing. I think my biggest issue here is not only has there been a mistake made with buying the golf course, but the mistake has been made that nobody has said there is a mistake that has been made that is on the council, except for the other three council members that aren't here. I don't think we're going to. I don't think the future is as rosy as Councilmember Hornat says. I think this golf losses are going to continue. Since we're losing so much money, more than the half-cent sales tax, we don't have the extra money in the capital to make some of the improvements that were talked about earlier. And if you think making the improvements is going to bring more people in, you can't do that with the current rate of losses.
What is your opinion of having an outside efficiency study of the police department that would evaluate staffing, the budget, and operations?
I am extremely happy that I got this question, because this has been used as a lightning rod the entire time. The recall has been going, the referendum, and now this. People say that I and some of their people running are anti-police, and that's ridiculous. I have a wife and 2 little girls. Would I not want this community to be the safest it possibly can? I'm up here because of the community center and other issues like overbuilding apartments and things like that. I don't have a problem with the police. The police are here to protect us. We have one of the safest communities. If Chief Sharp comes up and says, we want efficiency study, then we'll do it. But it's not a priority. I would not vote for anything that would reduce the ability of our police to protect us. It's just ludicrous to even think that that would be an issue anybody would want to tackle.
I also feel that way about the police, frankly. If I thought we had a problem there, believe me, we would address it with the chief first. We don't have a problem there. We've got award-winning SROs. We've got, can you make it more efficient? Yeah, you could. You could stop going to some of the calls that they go to, but that's not what this community wants. You know, you listen to Danny Sharp talk about community policing. It's a service. He knows it, they know it, and it's a service that this community demands be at a higher level. Could we make it more efficient? General Motors tried that once. They started putting Chevrolet engines and Buicks and Oldsmobiles. That didn't work out real well. Their approval rate went from 52% to 38%. They were more efficient. And I don't think that's what we're at. I think Ryan's on the same page on that one. Let's not fool with something that we know works really well. I think there are other things we could concentrate on. Not like golf, though.
What is your vision for the future of Naranja Park?
Naranja Park, I gotta tell you, I've seen the plan, everybody's seen the official plan for Naranja Park. It contains a lot of things. It contains things like an indoor running track, a 50,000 square foot center. It just never talks about how you're gonna fund it. And I don't know that we're ready to fund it. It doesn't even talk about the operating costs. I think what we're doing right now, chunking it, what I call chunking it, we put in some dog park, we put in the infrastructure to expand it, we put in the soccer fields, or multi-use is apparently the correct word, and that's, I think, the path we're going to go down. We're going to see a splash pad there again. If we get the bond money, if we get it, we'll do something with that, but we've provided, I think, for the needs of the community. With the community center, I don't think we've provided for the wants of the community, and that comes at a price. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm in somewhat of an agreement here with Joe, because, you know, let me say, when I was knocking door to door, I talked to a family, and their daughter is in college, and the other one is a senior now. And he talked about having Naranja Park. You know, he was told 10 years ago that it was going to be built up. And I think the problem with Naranja right now is there has not been enough building quickly enough. This is a park that we wanted to see done right away. But again, it goes back to, say the bond doesn't come through. Again, it's going to go back to where are the available resources. Okay, we have the contingency fund. It's dropped from 13 to 10 million in the last 4 or 5 years. And another 1.2 was taken out when the golf course was purchased. This is money you could use to do part of that, and little bits here and there, if that's what you want to do. And there's also other places we can pull from within the town. But the problem is, the golf course right now and the clubhouse that they want to call a community center, it's just a fiscal drain. It takes away what we can do in the town.
You know, I'm gonna repeat some of the things that I said in my opening, and One of those is the 5 years on council, the 2 years on P&Z, the 2 years sitting in the audience at every council meeting and CDRB meeting, what was then called CDRB, P&Z, to kind of ramp myself up to be where I am today. I never planned on doing this. That was not my intent when I started listening. I just wanted to see what was going on. I'll say something about our surpluses. We have spent some money. We took $8 million in cash flow and reinvested it. Buried cables along Oracle and Lackawanna, preserved views, expanded the aquatic center, spent $2 million on the Hornat Park to bring in just the facilities and just what we have. You know, we don't talk about some of the positive things. We always talk about the one negative thing that's going on right now. We know golf is losing money. We're not crazy. We know it's losing money. We'll get it under control. The $600,000 in savings in the library, the transportation issue we solved with what was then Coyote Run is now called Dial-A-Ride. Ridership has quadrupled, and we're still spending $250,000, $275,000 a year. But that's what the community demands, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I'm just a little concerned that we're focusing on just one thing, and that one thing needs a little time to ripen. And I don't see that it's sensible to make a change like this over one issue that does need some time. Anybody who's making decisions on golf in July and August, I got to tell you, I'm not a golfer, but I play at charity tournaments, I played here, but not then. And as far as apartments, our apartments, one of them is 98% occupied, the other one's 60%. It's another part of our community. It's not terrible. Thank you.
So I want to talk on a few things that I haven't mentioned. And the first is the appearance of block voting. We've all seen the massive 4x8 signs. You cannot miss them. It's very good advertising. But you don't have Republican and Democrat designations in towns like this because one of the reasons is you don't want to have block voting. Okay? If you look at a lot of the major issues, I'm not talking about the many 7-0 votes about should an easement be here or should we have 2-lane or whatever. I'm talking about major issues where you see a 4-3 vote a lot of the time. For me, that is an issue. I might be running with some other people here, but that's because I don't have the finances to run by myself compared to what they have brought in. And that leads me to the next thing is special interests. They have taken so much money from special interests. For me personally, that's a great way to fund your campaign. But when I make a decision, people are going to look at me and ask, did that influence your decision? I can't say that it did, I can't say that it didn't, but I don't want to ever be put in that position. Also transparency. I think we should be more transparent. This deal was rushed through in the middle of December. Who cares if it's great and we're going to make money 5 years from now or not? The problem was it was not done well enough in front of people. You have the Parks and Rec Board that voted 6-1 against it. You have 60% of the people that stood up in the December 17th meeting that spoke out against it, yet it was already passed. And that, to me, is an issue. I don't want to make my mind up ahead of time. I want to do my due diligence and take my time to figure out what we need to do. Also, we want to increase retail. We've seen so many empty spots. We need to finish Naranjo Park and some of the other places in here. Draw more people in. It brings more tax. It'll bring us up in the end. I'm Ryan Hartung. I would like your vote this fall. Thank you.